Welcome back to the channel, ladies and gentlemen. This is the Pendeka of Crypto Kung Fu, the DeFi Crypto Sensei, once again doing Crypto Kung Fu with you all day long, ladies and gentlemen. And I am here to share my findings with you as we stay on the case to learn how to get this generational wealth, ladies and gentlemen. And thank you to all my subscribers out there. I see that my subscriber list is building, but we still need more subscribers, ladies and gentlemen, in order for us to monetize this channel and to get some guests on here and see if we can get people to the likes of Arthur Hayes and Mark Yusko and, you know, all of the greats out here in this space. But I am also here to remind you, ladies and gentlemen, as we look at this debt clock here, that the time is ticking. And as the national debt continues to go up, our dollar gets weaker and weaker and weaker. Right now, it's in between 1 and 2 cents for every dollar in your pocket as far as purchasing power is concerned, ladies and gentlemen. So in short, what am I trying to say is that you, me, none of us can outrun this inflation, ladies and gentlemen. We have to be in on the master plan, and we have to know how to become wealthy so that we can live the lifestyle we want to live off of the dividends that we earn from our multiple income streams, ladies and gentlemen, as we tap the global markets. Now, we are here to talk today about a few things. Well, one thing in particular, and that, of course, is the Canton network, ladies and gentlemen. The new unified ledger. But before we get to that, you're going to need some tools. One thing that you're going to need is you're going to need this right here, which is KINESIS money, ladies and gentlemen, which is tokenized gold and silver, as well as a nice crypto platform as well. And the gold and silver is also redeemable, by the way. And of course, you're going to need a couple of DEXs. You're going to need UPHOLD. You're going to need MEXC. And we also need to put KRAKEN over here, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go ahead and put KRAKEN in there as well. KRAKEN is another exchange where you can get some pretty decent coins as well, ladies and gentlemen. And the KYC process is really easy. So today, ladies and gentlemen, we are here to talk about a big name that has just dropped inside of this crypto space. And of course, within just a short amount of time, they've been working on this project for well over 10 years. They launched in November, and they are already, ladies and gentlemen, in the top 20. And it's crazy how they're climbing, because just this morning it was the top 25. And they have crept down to the 20th spot right here as the CC token, also known as the Canton coin, ladies and gentlemen. Now, what makes this so mysterious? What makes this? They just came out of the blue, and I'm here to tell you, they walked through the door with trillions of dollars, ladies and gentlemen, moving into the quadrillions of dollars because of the partnerships that they have. And if we look here with what is Canton, it is a layer 1 smart contract blockchain that is configurable, and it is private. It has controls for solving public network adoption of real world assets, RWAs, or real world assets, and TradFi institutions. TradFi, of course, is traditional finance. So you see, ladies and gentlemen, this is the marriage between DeFi and TradFi, traditional finance and decentralized finance. And if you know about this space the way we study, you see you virtually have 3 things happening here. We went from central control, sometimes you have distributed control, and then you had decentralized control. Canton is sitting right in the middle of all of that, ladies and gentlemen. So now that we have a pro-crypto government, and we have crypto, AI, and robotics leading the way into the future, this is bringing all of that liquidity from banking derivatives. Now you see, we thought in the past, because we didn't have enough information, that when the Bank of International Settlements, when Larry Fink from BlackRock, when they kept telling us everything will be tokenized, they kept mentioning the unified ledger and they kept changing the name to throw us off the case. We all thought that they were talking about the XRP ledger. And in a sense, they are, but not on the front end. On the back end, ladies and gentlemen. On the front end, we have the Canton network, ladies and gentlemen, and it is huge. It is a utility token. All right. So what are we going to do about learning about Canton, ladies and gentlemen? Well, first of all, you have to look at who they're, one of the major partners, which is the Dtcc, the digital asset to tokenize securities on the Canton network, ladies and gentlemen. Now, this form of tokenization, ladies and gentlemen, is not any form of tokenization. They're not talking about tokenizing assets that represent the asset. These assets, ladies and gentlemen, will be the asset. Okay? So holding the tokenization or these tokenized securities, whatever form they take, because they will take many forms, will be the actual asset. We're talking about ownership, ladies and gentlemen. We're talking about, for once in our lives, actually owning the money and being the bank. Basically, you don't have to chase the money. You just need to stand under the waterfall and allow the liquidity to drench you, ladies and gentlemen. Dtcc and the digital asset will collaborate to launch on-chain DTC custody assets, open the door to broader capital markets. Tokenization, ladies and gentlemen. This is it. This is what we have been waiting for. And at first, you know, saying we have gone through some maturity levels here, because we thought it was all about, you know, being against the system and, you know, freedom money and, you know, breaking the banks and this, that, and the other. And it turns out that the very liquidity that we are looking for is for that liquidity to come into DeFi and for us to be the rightful masters of our own financial destiny, ladies and gentlemen. And this is all taking place on the Canton network, ladies and gentlemen. So hold your horses, grab your seats, do whatever you got to do. But they are working with trillions upon trillions of dollars, ladies and gentlemen. So how can we be down? Well, when it comes to doing DeFi, you know, there's a basic roadmap. And the first roadmap is to get yourself a wallet. Now, this is the Canton Loop wallet, ladies and gentlemen. Now, I have access to this wallet. This is a pure Canton wallet. And you can get this wallet simply by going to cantonloop.com. However, it is early access only right now, so you will have to go onto Telegram and you will have to speak with the original people there in order for them to provide you with a invitation code. Okay? And that's how you will get access to this wallet. And then you will be able to go to places like MEXC or KRAKEN to actually get the token and send them into your newfound Canton network wallet, ladies and gentlemen. Now, you can also get it on UPHOLD. You guys know I love UPHOLD. But for some reason, at this moment in time, at the making of this video, UPHOLD doesn't have the ability to send the Canton coins across the Canton Domo blockchain, layer 1 blockchain at this moment in time. So you're going to have to get them from either KRAKEN or MEXC at this point in time, ladies and gentlemen. But we're not only here to talk about that, because the way that Canton network is constructed, you have to have a way, and they have lending, they have borrowing, they got the tokenization, they got all these things going on. And the way things are sprouting up, it is still in its infancy. So one way I found, because you know me, I am the compound interest maximalist. The way that I found in order to get inside and to start earning money on this thing is to start using a wallet other than the Loop wallet I just showed you. And that, of course, is called the Bron wallet, ladies and gentlemen. So if you go to bron.org, you will see right here, it says crypto without fear. Now, the people that made this are the people that are directly involved with Canton, and they are one of what you would call super validators, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to turn this down so you guys can hear me because this is very important. Super validators, and the people that made the Loop wallet, that is the company 5N, the people that are behind this are the Copper company. But it says crypto without fear, ladies and gentlemen. It gives you 14-day free access, but they also have an earnings program within it. So you can see Canton, the icon for Canton just popped up, but they have several other blockchains in here that they cater to. All right. So it's a non-custodial wallet supporting multiple blockchains, but Canton Network is at the core. It's kind of like they built this for Canton and then included everything else around it, ladies and gentlemen. And it also has a seedless recovery. So no more mnemonic seed phrases with the 12 words, because the guy who created this, he made a good point as I watched one of his videos. And he says, most people who think these big players, are walking around with, 50 million, $80 million on a stick somewhere, and they're utilizing seed phrases. And the people that are multi-millionaires and billionaires and have trillion-dollar asset companies, they're not walking around, with 12-word seed phrases. So they're bringing that form of technology to the average person, ladies and gentlemen. Seamless swaps within the wallets, hidden vaults. You have staking within it. Right now, I am staking a good portion of Canton wallets, and I am participating in their Canton billing campaign, and I am earning money daily, ladies and gentlemen. So it actually pays for itself when you get a subscription to the basic plan or any of the other plans, ladies and gentlemen. So this is one way that you can go, and it has advanced features. It has security and usability, and these are trusted by the industry, loved by users, and I'm using it myself, ladies and gentlemen. I also got my family members involved as well, and a couple of my students, and this is the basic plan here, which is $20 a month, or you can simply hold Bron tokens in order to, how should I say, just not have to pay. You know what I'm saying? If you hold Bron, you could either pay the $20 a month, or you can hold Bron tokens. All right. You have the Pro, you have the Enterprise, and you have the Founders Club. Okay. So this is what it's all about here. But you can also hold Bron tokens in place of using fiat, and then you won't have to pay at all if you hold a certain portion of Bron tokens. Now, if we go over here to YouTube, ladies and gentlemen, and we look at, let's see if we can go and find Bron, ladies and gentlemen. I thought I had it queued up here, but of course, nothing works when you're making a video. And yeah, let's just go here to Bron wallet. Now you can go here and you could take a look at these videos produced officially by the producers of Bron. All right. Now, if we go here, this talks about Wallet Connect. This one talks about what are guardians, because that's what you will use if you were to have, if you were to create an account. Instead of using a seed phrase, you would have 2 guardians, but you can actually send it out and have more than 2. But you only need 2 to restore your wallet should you switch devices or lose devices or what have you, so that your funds are always safe. That's why they say crypto without fear. Self-custody re-engineered, and why they built Bron, and crypto without fear. So let's go ahead and take a look at this one very quickly, just so that you can get a little official viewing of what's actually going on here. I'm going to turn this up.
Freedom isn't about escape. It's about control. Clear, deliberate, uncompromising. That's why we built Bron, a self-custodial wallet engineered for privacy and autonomy. Ownership shouldn't feel uncertain. It should be simple, transparent. No seed phrases. No single point of failure. Resilient recovery that works. Whatever happens. Control that never leaves your hands. For those who already live on their own terms. Who choose precision over noise. Independence without compromise. Bron is built for clarity, designed for confidence, and engineered for resilience. Bron. Crypto without fear.
And there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. So this is playing the big game with the big boys. Now, if we go and take a look back here and we take a look at, let's go back to the overview. And we're looking at the price of the token now. It's 14.7 cents right now, ladies and gentlemen. And I am happy to say that I got a little bit of bragging rights here because I pretty much started getting in most of all of the coins that I brought. I got in at 7.5 cents, ladies and gentlemen. So needless to say that I pretty much already doubled my money in terms of price appreciation. And I am also within the Bron wallet itself. As I told you, I'm taking part in the campaign that they have for the Canton billing cycle, ladies and gentlemen. And once I find a way to get on my laptop here, because you can only do the Bron wallet on the laptop. They do not have a mobile version yet because it's pretty intense, you know, what they're offering here. It's like an entire suite of, I have to create a word here, earnability. Okay. So, yeah. So, price appreciation. Always remember, ladies and gentlemen, price appreciation is not necessarily what you would call authentic profit, okay? Because just as the price can go up, the price can also go down, especially when the whales get up in here and start playing with things, okay? So what we are actually looking for is we are looking for earning yield by participating and, you know, lending and borrowing protocols, you know, things of that nature, you know. But what I am doing on in the Bron wallet with the campaign for participating in the billing rewards that has going on, I've actually already profited a few $100s there. I'm not going to give an exact number, but I'm extremely happy with. And I actually, like, once it went up to $12, I took a little profit. Once it went up to 14 or $4 once it went up to 12 cents. If it went up to $12, I'd be in Aruba right now. But you know, once it went up to 12 cents, I took some profit of a few $100s. And then once it went up to $1,400, I was able to $1,400, 14 cents. Excuse me, ladies and gentlemen. Got a lot of numbers running around my head. Once it went up to 14 cents, I took a couple of $100 profit again, ladies and gentlemen, and I still have basically the wealth base that I came in with. So from this point forward, being that I was able to move some things around, I'm going to concentrate on accumulating the Canton coin, ladies and gentlemen. Because being that I got in at 7.5 cents, if this thing goes to $1 or $2, then I will have some pretty serious capital to move around things, you know, like the base chain and BitTens or Tau and all of my usual suspects. You guys know what those are because you have been here. And because you've been here, you know what I deal with and you know what I do. We are all about earning yield, ladies and gentlemen, because this is the way we are going to outrun the debt clock, ladies and gentlemen. You see, you have to constantly be making money every second of every minute of every day, ladies and gentlemen, so that the dividends from your multiple income streams pays for your lifestyle and you are able to continuously increase your treasury, which you never touch. You see, wealthy people do not behave like consumers, and consumers don't behave like wealthy people, of course, because the wealthy, they continue to increase their money, and they use the dividends, their cash flow, to pay for the lifestyle that they want to live, whatever that lifestyle is. If you want to be like Giraffe, who has about $15 billion that they know about and travel the world in a backpack, you can do that. If you want to live in a 25-room mansion with a Bugatti, you can do that. The thing about it is, regardless of whatever lifestyle you choose to live, the dividends from your multiple income streams should pay for your lifestyle. You should constantly be looking for tax write-off, tax hedges, putting your money in a trust so that once you do become wealthy and people around you find out, nobody's going to try and sue you or somebody try and whatever, so you know how people are. Once people see that you have a sufficient amount of money, somebody's coming for it, and you're going to have to be able to defend yourself, ladies and gentlemen, because when it comes to finance, there are 3 things that we must do. And of course, the first one is easy, and that's getting the money. The second thing's a little harder, and that's growing the money. And the third thing is the hardest of all, and that's keeping the money, ladies and gentlemen. And this is what we do, and this is what we learn how to do on Kung Tech Fu, where we do crypto kung fu all day long, ladies and gentlemen. I will come with another deep dive into the Canton network, ladies and gentlemen, as it has taken the #1 spot. Well, #1 is a category in my book because I have several #1s. But it has definitely taken the lead because it is the most time sensitive and the most powerful thing in my portfolio right now, ladies and gentlemen. So if I were you, I'm not telling you what to do. I'm not here to impress you. I'm simply here to share my findings with you. Nothing I say here is financial advice. I am not a financial advisor. I am not your financial advisor, and I am definitely not telling you what to do. But I do have some pretty good suggestions, ladies and gentlemen. So feel free to use me as a template for efficient tactics that work in finance, ladies and gentlemen. But if you get wrecked, ladies and gentlemen, and be a responsible adult, and please take full responsibility not only for your own decisions but everything in your life. That is the mark of a mature person, because we have a lot of adult children out there that want to blame everybody else for their life. No, your life has been and always will be your responsibility. So with that, ladies and gentlemen, you already know what time it is. It is time for us to continue to get this crypto.